Well, good morning. Another Saturday morning, and we are going to be discussing setting a course for my career and the interview process. Hope all of you are getting your Christmas shopping done and ready for the holidays. And this is the greatest time of the year for us, I think, as a family. We love Christmas because it reminds us about Jesus Christ, our Lord and our Savior. But we're going to get back into our study here today. My name is Greg Beluzzo. Some people call me Pastor Greg, but I want us to look at this in our journey of life. Some of us are getting our lives back together, and we need direction or some kind of a course to get our lives back together. Uh, when you talk life skills, some people say, well, you need to know how to fix a car, need to know how to cook, you need to know how to organize your home, take care of the yard, things like that. That's just life in general, taking care of the things that you acquire and maintain. But for me, life skills is about what to do when you deal with conflict at work, when you deal with situations of trying to have a mental course of what you want to do when you grow up, per se, career path. And so life is got capacities for different areas that we deal with. And I say God's best manual for us is the Bible. You can say it's the owner's manual. He created us. He knows everything about us. And there's many, many parables and stories in the Bible that talk about people that went through different issues in their life. But right now, getting back in focus here is this curriculum right now, talking journey of life. And when we go into life, we don't really know what we're going to do. And I'm referring back to either a teenager in high school trying to figure out what your career path would be, or even an adult after you start figuring out what kind of employment you might have, or being in situations that you find out that you really don't like or do like. And those are the ones you want to pinpoint and figuring yourself out as an individual. So these are different images that we can look at. You could be a doctor. What's that mean to be a doctor? It means a lot of education. A policeman, astronaut, an executive, a firefighter, a baker, someone in construction, someone that plays an instrument or is in a band. Uh, so there's many career paths that you can take, and you have to figure that out. I had to figure it out in my life. And you say, what qualifies you to give this training? Well, I have a master's degree in biblical counseling. I've pastored over 40 years, and I kind of know a little bit about people. Plus, I've done curriculum similar to this, not with the Bible verses, but in the court system, in drug courts, in the prison system, in the jail system. I've worked for companies called Justice Services, Sage, Aspen as contractors, and I've contracted with these people. So I've been around. So if you are seeing these courses, use them in your own personal life. If you want to use them for class study, you want to use them, just go right ahead and do it. And if they help you and they will help others, that's what the motivation of getting this curriculum out is all about. So, careers. What do you like to do? Do you like to do physical work? Maybe you can do construction. You might like to work in uh, where they make bricks or drywall or things like that, some kind of physical work. Shopping carts at the grocery store. You like to work with your hands. You like to build. You like to do crafts, working with your hands. Understand about yourself and decide what I can do because these are things that I enjoy. You like to talk. Maybe you're a salesperson, you're a teacher, you're a professor, you're somebody that maybe desire to be in the ministry, clergy. I like to talk. I like to talk to people. I like to talk in this kind of a setting, education, which I love doing. And you like to drive while you talk. Maybe you'll be a truck driver. They use the CB radios, they use other forms of communication that when they're driving down the road, they like to talk. You might like to clean. If that's the avenue to go on, you could be in the house cleaning business, marketing, counseling. You like to help people maybe go through different situations in their life to help get their life back on track. Then many, many hours of counseling, whether it's individual, group, uh, in this way as a counseling over the airwaves. You like to study the Bible. Maybe you're called to go to Bible school and become a Bible teacher. You like to serve. You could be a waitress or a waiter, someone that likes to do landscaping for others. Serving is a big part of gratification. You like to serve others to get self gratification. You might like to do hair, cosmetology, design clothes, repair things, start a business, work in security, fly a plane, and be a pilot, work in a hospital, public sector, safety, police, firefighter, educator. We need good teachers, architect, travel, be a doctor, work with children. So here's just some ideas that you can even pull this slide up later and look at it and talk to yourself and say, what do you really want to do? I remember when I was in high school, I had relatives that, what do you want to do when you get out of school? Well, one thing I wanted to do was have a job that I enjoyed. And that's one of the most important things that you need to do. Ideally, we should never be motivated to work for just money. Even though we need money, we need to make a living, but we should work, number two, we should work in a field that we enjoy doing. You get up in the morning, you love to go to work. And preparing to do work is also doing work. If you're learning a trade, if you're learning getting a degree in college, if you're in an apprenticeship program, whatever it is that you're learning, look toward the end that you're going to enjoy doing what you're doing. The best time to look for a job is when you already have a job. So be prepared. If you don't like what you do, start preparing yourself to do your next phase in life. You're never too old to stop learning. Learning is power. Learning is valuable. We need consultants. We need people that have experienced many different areas of life so they can guide others in a direction they need to go. Be curious. Be somebody that wants to know. If there's somebody that's in radiology, what does a radiologist do in a hospital? Well, they take x-rays. They work with the MRI machines. They might work with uh, other different physical machines that are in the hospital to help people understand their illness and be able to provide that. So that's another skill. To be a hygienist, to work with a dentist. What does a hygienist do? Uh, what is somebody that's an auto mechanic? What do they do? Go to a shop if they'll let you look and see what a mechanic does. Get yourself exposed to these areas so you have somewhat of an understanding of really what's entailed. I don't know if you remember the story on one of the other classes I did. Went to school for computer programming. I got my degree in computer programming. was a 2-year degree. And then I went in as a computer programmer trainee. And when I went in as a computer programmer trainee, in my day, it was all kinds of key punch, and they did all kinds of uh, paper readouts, and I had to do all my corrections on the readouts and do other. I wasn't a punch card person, but it was the most boring job, and I hated it. I went to school for nothing that you do is lost, but it was something that I really didn't understand prior, except for the money. It was good money. And remember, money is not everything. You still have to come home and be a dad, or you still have to come home and be a husband. You still have to come home and have a life for yourself. Ways to look at a job. The best jobs come by people that will give you a referral. When you're looking for a job, you almost have to dedicate each day, like putting in an 8-hour day to uh, look for a job. Looking for a job takes research, it takes preparing a resume, and all that stuff we're going to talk about later. But you have to kind of identify who you are as a person so you can market yourself. For me, I'll tell you a story about it. We moved here to Arizona in 1999. I moved here, and because I like to communicate with people physically, so I remember calling somebody in the United Way. The United Way program, they have all kinds of service programs in a community. So I moved here from Michigan, and I know people that worked in the United Way there, and usually people in the United Way work in the community. So I remember calling 4 different United Ways in the city, and I said, "Hey, I need a friend, someone that will at least direct me and maybe where I need to go. I'm new in Arizona, in the Phoenix area, and I need a job." And from those 4 United Way directors, one gave me a referral. I contacted that person from the person who was in the United Way, and I got a job. Within a month, I was here working, and I worked for the Department of Public Health after that. But that's me. I just got on the phone and I said, "I'm new in the area." You could be somebody that says, "I'm going to be graduating school. I have a degree in this," and whatever your research brings you to where to go. I need a friend. Sometimes saying that is kind of risky because you don't know uh, who's on the other end of the phone, but I need a friend for the moment. And if you know if there's any place that is hiring in this particular field, which I ended up becoming a community development person, and that's how it happened. I talked to the person on the phone, I went and had an interview, and I got the job. So things will happen. Remember, first of all, God, pray, and put your legs to work in your mind. So I hope that helps you, that little story. The best jobs, again, come through referrals from friends, family. The internet is a good job source, all kinds of sites. At the location, if you want to work in the restaurant field, I don't know if, say, Denny's or a mom and pop restaurant, just go and you can look at the people, maybe from the waitress or the waiter or the cashier, and just say, "Are you hiring here?" And they might direct you right to the owner or the person that manages the store, and be able to ask them, "Are you hiring?" And look the part that you want to be to get hired. And remember, preparation is very, very important. At the location, so you can ask what I just told you about in terms of getting a job would be to talk directly to the manager or owner. Signs in the window, we're hiring. You can, if they have a sign in the window, directly find out what you need to do to apply for the job. Be proactive, be focused, and committed to finding a job. So proactive means I'm going to wait for them to come to me. No, that's not what it means. Proactive means I'm going to initiate it. I'm going to look for a job with all that's in me. Because I know there's a lot of times people, they say, well, I've applied here and I've applied there and nobody's called me. Well, number one, you initiate, you go. If you applied like at a restaurant, or you applied at Home Depot or Lowe's or uh, Walmart or Target or whatever store that you applied at, apply and then go and get in front of somebody that is a manager, assistant manager, somebody that will get you your name brought up into a human resource office. Remember, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. And again, present yourself like you're looking for a job and that you have the attire on, that you're ready to go to work, and let them know that you'll be a good employee, you'll be to work every day, and just initiate who you are. Market yourself in a positive way. And don't just wait. Initiate. God will give you the grace to do it. These are the websites that are available for looking for work. Jobbing.com, Career Builders, Indeed, Monster.com, Snag a Job, Craigslist, Maricopa County Jobs, City of Phoenix. And you probably might even know through your research there's even more than these. But these are good resources to get on and look for the type of work you're looking for and start applying. And then once you apply, go there and see who you can talk to. Somebody that's a decision maker. For some careers, additional education has to be considered. So we'll get into this next week. In the meantime, subscribe, hit the bell, and we will go through this together. And hopefully it'll help you find something. Again, use this as a tool, a resource, play it over and over and over again, and get little bits out of what you might be learning and apply it in your own personal life. You'll find out it'll be very good for you. The way to contact me is right here. Contact information, you can reach me at my email, info, thegreatcommissionincorporated.org. Comes directly, I get the emails. Or mailing is Great Commission Ministries, P.O. Box 5202, Sun City West, Arizona, 85376. Send me a note, send me a letter. I'll respond to you. Whatever I can do to help you out, I'm here and available. Number one, I'm here to love the Lord. I'm here to serve the people He's called me to serve, and that's everybody that I can have influence over and guide them. And I'm here to serve. Well, until then, next Saturday, we'll see you. God bless you. Have a rich weekend. Go to church tomorrow and fall in love with Jesus more and more every day. So God bless. See you next week.